But yeah, it's really hard to actually capture how many people are here right now.
Whoa!
Okay, well, you know, that's
okay.
fine. That's like basically the same thing as Dark.
Like, I get it. Okay. I mean, Mari said he was scared to play against Dark. Kind of leads me to believe that, you know, Dark may have been the better pick, but Sue is also a Zerg, so I'm like, okay, I accept this Tasteless. This is okay.
Valdez has accepted it. I, too, have accepted it. I think that both Sue and Dark are in some ways interchangeable. I don't know what the defining quality about the two of them that would really make them different. Do you agree?
I feel like Dark
Maybe
right
Dark
now
is
is
slightly
in
more
better.
Conservative?
He's in better form right now in terms of like skill level. In terms of play style, I think Sue has a bit more mackery, but at certain times he can like randomly throw out a weird all-in, which makes him really hard to read at times. My thought on this is that they feel like Sue can do the job, and they want Dark just in case nobody else can take out SOS, because in my mind, Dark is like the best player in Korea right now. And you want to make sure that you can win on all fronts. So like, even if Sue loses here, they'll have Dark later to come in.
This might be the most important match of tonight. Because if Maru evens this out, then Junior has a definite chance.
Oh, yeah.
But if Maru loses right here, I don't see them coming back. I think SKT has all the pickings they need to assemble a victory.
Yeah, definitely would agree with you there, Tasteless.
We got the hot pack here. Maru using these allow the players' hands to stay warm. Obviously, you have to have the blood flowing, the warm hands, if you're going to come out with a win. Anyways, this is game number, what is this, game number 3? 4. Game number 4 here. Hi guys, my name is Tasteless, and this is my job. I'm like literally here casting the entire time. I'm like, what game is this?
I wasn't supposed to come into work today.
What game am I casting? Is this Star Wars? Okay.
I'm at Star Trek.
Star Trek, right? Okay, introducing our players. Down here in the bottom right in the orange is Sue. And in the upper left in the green, Maru.
It's going to be an interesting one, for sure. I definitely stand by what I said before. Sue coming out here. Think he can get the job done against Maru. Definitely a very nice Zerg map to come out on. And I am favoring Sue here. What about you, Tasteless?
Yeah, I'm favoring Sue. But, you know, Maru can definitely take it. I mean, he could definitely do it, man. And I would be thrilled if he did.
Yeah, it would make things a lot more interesting in terms of this. It would
make our story cooler,
yeah.
You know? Now, let's also not forget what map this is, okay? You can take gold base right away, and you can even take 2 gold bases right away, especially if you're Zerg. So there's something else to keep in mind there. It may be just the burden of the map for Terran to have to try to put constant pressure on the opposing player. Or otherwise he's going to get too many drones.
Yeah, you need to be consistently dropping, maybe even go for some kind of all-in. I've seen Terrans resort to just 2-raxing on this map, 3-rax Reaper. Like, I've seen some crazy stuff. But it seems like Maru is okay to just play standard for now, just going to Reaper expand.
Yeah, and I think this is fine. You never know what Sue might do. He's done a lot of weird cheeses on a lot of different maps where it's like you wouldn't necessarily expect it. So this is the safe build, and it still allows him to secure a gold base. I do think it is inevitable, though, that eventually Sue is going to take that second gold base. And that's really the dilemma that Terran has to face, is that because Zerg naturally just expand much quicker than their opponents, that they're going to get that gold base a little bit quicker, and that's a problem. So let's see what exactly Maru has in store for us. We've also seen some players actually stay back. I think it's more losses than wins with this. We try to play a macro game despite the econ deficit.
A lot of Protosses do that from what I've seen. They put on a little bit of pressure at first to slow down the Zerg, but then they try to take a faster third and then hold it. And they're like, okay, now I've got 2 gold bases. What are you going to do about that? You know, I'm the Protoss. But I think we saw Dark win a game against Zest in a game like that, where he just got a really nice concave with his lurkers around the bottom of the natural ramp. And I mean, different matchup, but the idea still stands in terms of what you're talking about, trying to just go for that extra third base.
And we got Ling Speed coming down here. No third base yet. You can also, if you're Zerg, you do have the option to do some kind of two-base timing here because it's so expected that Zerg will eventually take a third that occasionally you can throw the Terran off because the Terran knows that third is generally inevitable. Occasionally, Terran is being way too greedy, like getting double eBay or something like that back at home. Whoa!
Okay, so he trades the Reaper for the Creep Tumor. I don't think that's a good trade for Maru, in fact.
The problem as well with that, Valdez, is that now he has no idea if the third base is going to be taken.
Yeah.
The Reaper is actually there to spot for the third base and ideally delay the drone. So the moment that's picked up, Sue just, nods his head and says, all right, I'll take this gold now. The Hellions are eventually going to spot it, but the Hellions, I mean, when's the last time you saw a Hellion kill a building, Valdez? Let me ask you that question. Never, right? It's never happened. I called Blizzard. I had them look at the history of every game that's ever happened. It's never happened. A Hellion's never killed a building.
Does a Hellbat count as a Hellion?
Absolutely not. Okay. Absolutely not.
I'm glad we straightened that out.
So all that he can really do is try to harass the workers if they were to be there, but I think Zerg should have a sufficient enough of an army to hold this off.
Yeah, we got 4 Hellions out here now. Gonna do the same kind of job, snipe some tumors, delay the transfer, as you were talking about. This is gonna force Sue, rather, to probably make some roaches to move out on the map, push these Hellions away. And he's just going to go with 3 defensive ones here.
Okay. Medevacs are going to... Medevac's going to come up here. He's going to try to drop. Looks like Sue is more than prepared for this. And so he drops the low ground, but that's fine. Sue's going to be fine with that. All he wants to do is ensure that the drones are not going to take any damage. There'll be no interruption in his mining.
Yeah, really nice defense there from Sue. It didn't look like much, but having your units in position there ready for the drop means that unless Maru wants to sacrifice his Hellions, he's not getting damage. And that's a big win there for Sue. We do have this drop coming in again.
You can see that Sue is like really on top of even where the drops are likely to go next. Now he is seeing that Overseer there, so the Viking's going to try to pick this off. I don't believe he's going to be able to see much of anything here in the main. In fact, I think he's just out of actual range. Yeah. Are the eBays stacked there? He might have seen the double eBay. I'm not sure. Do you mind checking for me, actually?
Let me take a look. Yeah, they are. I can actually see if he saw them. No, he actually didn't see anything.
Oh, wow. He didn't. Okay, he didn't even see one eBay. Excuse us. So that's pretty big. Always helps to know just kind of what the rhythm and the rate of the upgrades are going to be.
Yeah, and I'm sure that Overseer wanted to get in there and get some nice scouting done. I love when Terrans make a Viking against Zerg. It's just so good at shutting down any kind of scouting information that you could get if it gets into the main. It's also just good for clearing the map, just denying Zerg any kind of map control, any kind of map vision. And all you need to do is commit to 1 Viking. It's very strong.
So now Zerg's in the phase of the game. Hold on a second. Sorry, I got a tickle in my throat there. So now Zerg's in the phase of the game where they can actually start to produce. They can actually start to bully on the map. Now, here's what I'm scared about, Valdez. You see how Maru's taking the blue base, the one that's easy to hold? I mean, this means that with the gold base and an extra blue base, there's a little bit under double the income right now for Zerg. Just slightly. So it's pretty scary. I mean, Zerg just has a massive amount. And really, from here, Zerg can start to push. Zerg can try to force his command center to lift. Kind of like we saw in the Myunchik versus Mario game. If he gets a lift, only if he gets a lift here, I think the game is over. It's not going to be like the Myunchik Mario game in the sense that there's a way to come back. But if he can get that position, which I think he's eager to try to do, which, by the way, is why he's gone for Siege Tank specifically in this composition, is he's hoping that he can harass this back.
Yeah, we have 4 Siege Tanks out right now, but only 3 Medevacs. So Sue going to push in here. Here come the Corrosive Biles trying to jump out of those tanks. Nice micro by Bar to pull that back, but
he's going to have to fire some more Corrosive Biles at these tanks here. Nice control. Beginning to pick up. And actually, he did a fantastic job there. So Zerg's going to go ahead and back up. But he's certainly not done yet, it looks like. Just wants to keep trying to shave away at anything he can in this expansion. As this is going on, Sue has actually secured the blue base.
He's got that blue base. He's not making any more drones, so he's sticking on 58 for now. He really wants to keep up this pressure, keep the tank count low. You see Maru making 3 bunkers right now to try to hold this.
This is pretty crazy. Now, he never puts any drones there. He's committing to this. And this may be the Achilles heel, actually. If he overextends with his tanks can punish stuff like this better than basically anything. So if he overextends here and isn't utilizing those bases properly, it could be a serious problem.
Here come the Corrosive Biles tanks in the back, but this is an immense amount of Ravagers in the back trying to land those Corrosive Biles. Nice micro once again from Maru to pull back the tanks, but Su just wants to get on top of all these units. Looks like it's not going to be enough pushback for now.
Yeah, and he's continuing to just hammer away down here, trying to fire as many Corrosive Biles, keep those tanks shooting for as little as possible. And you know what? Even though Terran is kind of holding it, he's also losing way too much.
Oh man, now forcing a lift on the orbital. Corrosive Biles getting even just that much more damage done, and Su recognizes that he has a huge tempo advantage. He wants to end this game right now, only making more and more units.
And yeah, because Su has these double gold bases, he can keep producing. Notice he's already, once again, at about 168 supply to the 122. And for points of time, it's really Terran mining off of practically one base, because once that orbital's lifted, he hardly has anything.
I love that play from Su. Scan comes down, he pretends he's going home, and then he immediately brings his units back into a concave, ready to go on the offensive here.
Okay, he's starting to load up these bunkers right as they finish. The Ravager Corrosive Bile is about to be shot. There it is, raining down, connecting with those tanks. Nicely done.
Once again, some more Corrosive Biles here, trying to hit those medevacs too. Once again, nice micro from Mara, but this may just be too much from Su.
He's sending Liberators down here, but this is exactly what he needs to take this on. Can he get a target down here on the CC? It's getting lower, he's pulling back, SCVs are repairing.
Somehow it's still alive, and the tanks are helping out so much. Corrosive Bile after Corrosive Bile, there it goes.
Down. That was huge. That may be checkmate right now. I don't know how he can come back. He's going to have to lift the orbital from his main. But with the lost mining, most certainly Su will be maxed out again. Here's that orbital being lifted now.
Yeah, look at Su. Scan comes down, this fully saturated blue base, the fourth base. He's like, okay, I guess I just have to somberly take this third. Meanwhile, Su, he techs up more. He's getting +2. He's getting an extra base.
Yeah.
This guy is unstoppable now.
No, he's looking pretty sick, man. He's landing this down here. By the way, 60 drones to 29 SCVs. In every sense physically possible, Maro's behind economically. And I think all Zerg has to do is hammer away. If this were any other map, this might not be cost effective. It might be wiser for Zerg to stay back, but he can actually cause this game to snowball by just constantly hitting this location over and over.
Here comes Su once again. The Corrosive Biles landing on the Liberators, one of Maru's only hopes of staying in this game.
And as they rain down, there's only tanks here to defend, and certainly not enough surface area to keep the third base alive.
There's not enough units here to keep Maru alive. The SCV's trying to come off. There's one tank left.
That's it. GG. Su takes out Maru, giving SK Telecom a 3-1 lead, only one win away from becoming tonight's champion.
Su, I said it before, he can get the job done. And Maru's woes against Zerg continue tonight. It's no exception.
Damn. Nicely done there. He gave a little thumbs down after he took Maru out. I don't know, guys. I guess they have to have SOS come back and all kill this entire team.
Well, SOS, $, he's done it against KT. But can he do it against SKT? You're adding an extra letter.
That's
You're adding about 3, 4 top-level players to the lineup.
It's a whole extra syllable. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I don't know. It's a tall order, but crazier things have happened.
Yeah, and, you know, if there was one guy, it would be SOS. I mean, he's one of these players that can come out here and surprise everybody. He did it before for us. I'm just not sure if I'm feeling the same vibes tonight. All these players from SKT just looking so solid. Even Myungsik in his game that he lost to Maru, he's barely lost that one, you know?
Yeah.
Maru just barely squeaked that one by.
Well, our next map is going to be Lairley at Crest. It has to be SOS, right? You'd be crazy not to pick SOS.
I love the way you say that, Tasteless. Lairley at Crest.
How do you say it?
It's Laralac Crest. But I like
Lilac.
Larally. I thought I was casting with Dan after I heard that one. I had to look to my left
you
to
got
make
that
sure.
Artosis accent where he says everything like a little bit differently. All right, let's do it. Let's bring SOS out. There's no other option, right?
Yeah, I think it has to be. I mean, we got Laralac Crest, Dust Tower, Zolrena. That's a nice setup there for SOS. He's probably least happy with Laralac, but he can win one. Maybe he can go to the maps he likes and continue with that kind of momentum. But
This
SKT.
is a serious tall order. We're going to have a short break. When we come back, we're going to go on to game number 5 here in tonight's SPL. Stay tuned.